Hey, what's up? I'm Tron Moses of Tron Moses Media, and I am back with another video. All right, first I want to start by saying if you have not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. I put out weekly content, or at least I try to, but for the most part, I put out weekly content. I put out talking head videos, I put out photo shoot videos. On my website, I have retouching videos. You can check those out. Anyway, today I wanted to do a different kind of video. I got a comment on my YouTube page, and I wanted to address that openly. Now, it's not really a big deal, but somebody hit me up and they said something about why would I wait till the model get there to start setting up my camera and stuff and my lights and stuff. And I want to address that today. Not really like, see, the person kind of came off negative, and you know how people are on it. Somebody got to say something negative on your videos. And I'm one of those people that if you don't like how a person do their videos, if you don't like a person's channel, don't watch. There's a lot of stuff out there I don't like. I don't comment at all. I don't give you no negative feedback or none of that. Anyway, because matter of fact, there was a photographer last year. He kind of threw rocks at me. Now, me and him, I thought we were kind of cool. I never met him in person, but I would comment on his channel. He'd comment on my channel. But then I seen he did a video one day, and he was running down a list of how you can make your YouTube channel better or whatever. And I see, now remember now, we commenting on each other's channel, but he named about 6 things about my channel he didn't like. And I just feel like if you don't like a person's channel, don't watch it. Now, to address what the guy said. Now, the reason I might not set up my camera and my lights and stuff until the client gets there or the model gets there is because I've had situations where the person did not show up. Now, I've had 2 situations where a client, and don't think because people are paying deposits, they're gonna show up. I have 2 situations with one person. One individual paid me two times. They paid me 1 year and they paid me the next year deposit. It never showed up. All right. Now I've had situations with models. One situation with, one model I would say, where she didn't show up. And she did it twice. My wife said 3 times. It might be 3 times. I think it was twice. It could have been 3. It could have been 3. So that's how I roll now. Like if I have something set up, if there's a shoot set up, let's work with a client for a minute. If there's a shoot set up with a client, right? You know, client paid the deposit. I meet him at the location, whatever. I'm not getting out the car till the client get there. Now, don't think just because I'm not getting out the car till the client get there, they're missing out on some of their time. They ain't missing nothing because I take a lot of photos. I take way more photos than we need. So if the photo shoot is 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock and the client gets there, let's say at 5:15, and I get out the car at 5:15, but I don't have things set up until 5:22. Client ain't missing nothing. We're still getting a lot of shots. We're still covering a lot of ground. But I'm not about to stand around and with my gear out just for nothing, just waiting on somebody. Now, I had a situation where a client, we're not talking about models now. We're talking about clients. I had a situation with a client where the client showed up within her photo shoot was an hour. She showed up within the last 10 minutes of her photo shoot. Now, some of y'all might say, nah, I would have left. But you know why I didn't leave? Because the client paid for that slot. So we don't charge a late fee. You paid for that slot, you paid for that time. But here's the kicker, and you'll even see it on my website. You go to my website. If your photo shoot is for 40 minutes and you show up 30 minutes late, we gonna shoot you for 10 minutes and then we gonna leave. That's how we roll. So we don't charge a late fee. There's no late fee or nothing like that. But I'm not going to pull my gear out. And I said all that to say I'm not going to pull my gear out and stand around and somebody not show up. All right? So with models, unless there's somebody that I've worked with that I know a few times and I know they're dependable, I'm not pulling my gear out. I'm not pulling my gear out. So if you book a photo shoot with me, just know that my gear is not going to be out. I'm going to pull my gear out when you get there, because I don't want to stand around with my gear out and you never show up. Because one thing I do, I hate unpacking and I hate packing. So I'm going to pull my gear out when the client gets there. Now, I hope that makes sense to y'all. The dude told me that. I responded to him. I know he's trying to come off and be foul and all that, and funny. I responded to him in a polite way, and I told him, look, I had experiences where people didn't show up. He said, that's a weak excuse. How on earth is that a weak excuse? Look, first of all, let me tell you something. The model on the video that he's referring to, well, she's not a model, but the subject on the video that he's referring to, she didn't mind. So I don't know why he mind. She didn't mind. I didn't mind. She didn't come on time. I was there on time, but she didn't get there on time. But anyway, that's all I wanted to say too. Not really to address him, but to address a bigger audience and let people know that I'm not pulling out my gear until you get there. Now, I only know a few people that's really dependable, and I'm talking about clients I made shot with before. If it's outside of them, I'm pulling out my gear when you get there. And that's just what it is. I'm not going to stand around. And in South Carolina, it's hot anyway. It's hot anyway. So I'm not going to stand around in the hot sun with my gear, sweating, hoping you show up. All right? So I hope I answered that for future people, because when future people come up with this and ask me why, because you see in the video, I'm setting things up with my subject, my model, my client standing there and wondering why, I'm gonna suggest you watch this video. All right, so I'm Tron Moses of Tron Moses Media, and I will catch y'all on the next one.